Thank you, Brad. I'm just going to go through kind of a quick orientation for everyone about New Ventures. There's three components to the New Ventures Fund. The first component is the fund itself. The second component is the challenge, which was a business challenge that we ran to fill our idea funnel with teams that were interested in the investment opportunity and the opportunity to go through the accelerator. And the third component is the accelerator itself. So New Ventures is composed of investors who are wealth creators, primarily in the Winston-Salem community. I'm going to share some numbers with you in a minute, so I'm not going to steal from my numbers. But we were really pleased when we went out to the community with the idea of raising an inception stage investment fund to find how much enthusiasm there was and how much traction we got in the community with the idea of raising a fund to get startup companies started. The leadership team consists of a whole lot of people other than those on this slide, but Brad and myself have put a lot of work into this, a lot of effort into it. I cannot thank Joel Bennett enough, who is our accelerator director and is one of the most innovative people I know. Give Joel a big hand back there. And then we also can't thank John Mayhew and Steve Virgil enough. They are with the Wake Forest Community Law and Business Clinic, and they have provided all of the legal advice. There's a lot of legal negotiation that goes on with getting startup teams started, and they have been absolutely fabulous to work with. Without them, this would not have been possible. So the problem that New Ventures is focused on solving is the problem of how do you create a startup community? And to try to boil it down to its most essential components, you have to have events and programming like we have here in the Innovation Quarter that stimulate lots of idea creation. Then you have to have a very structured mentoring process for the startup teams to go through to develop them rapidly before they run out of time and money. And then finally, there has to be capital at the end of the day. They are dependent on not only startup capital, but access to a continuous funnel of investment capital to grow and scale if they are going to be rapidly scaling companies. So I'm going to quickly go through some numbers and then get out of the way here so our keynotes can get started. So the first number is 0. And 2 years ago, that is how many investment funds were operating in the Winston-Salem community. I'm sure there were some out there that I wasn't aware of. But since 2 years ago, over 55 million has been assembled into a continuous investment stack in the Winston-Salem community. So that's pretty incredible. Second number is 44. There are 44 wealth creators in the Winston-Salem and Triad community that have chosen to come together to create the New Ventures Fund. And we play a unique role. We are the inception stage. We're the money that is required for these startup teams to quit their day jobs and to have the courage to go out and get these new ventures started. It's the highest risk space, but it's the space that, as I say, the 44 investors have been willing to come together and get things started here in Winston-Salem. Next number is 230. That's how many companies applied to our business challenge. So we had companies applying internationally, all across the United States. The majority of the companies were from the Southeast, and there was a really good selection from the state of North Carolina and even closer into the Triad. So we were really, really pleased with the level of response that we got to our challenge. The club is run on a democratic process, so the 44 investors met, reviewed not all of the applications. We had a screening committee. We narrowed it down to 11 finalists. 5 were accepted, and 4 made it through. So what today is about is basically a big celebration. The last 12 weeks, These 4 companies have just put in unbelievable hours and a tremendous amount of effort into getting started. They're Catalent, Scout IoT, Petrix, and Leading Role. And what today is about is learning about those companies, and today is about celebrating their launch. Thank you.